Hello, this is going to be a video presentation for the 2025 season about playing rules for the North Jersey Junior Lacrosse League. This presentation is designed for both the NJJLL coaches and the Garden State Lacrosse Official Association referees. To get started, you need to be familiar with a few documents. One is the National Federation Rulebook. That's the high school rulebook. We have the USA Lacrosse Youth Rules. And then we have the NJJLL playing rules, which all can be found here on njlacrosse.com/rules. And on there, you'll find the actual playing rules. There's a separate video on that. We also have another video on the new fight altercation policy, which can also be found on the website. This video today is about our 7v7 playing rules. And then on the website, there's also a document about our policies and procedures that are for the league. So when we talk about specific 7v7 rules, we're talking about third and fourth grade 7v7. The first rule we need to talk about is the one pass rule. The one pass rule has not changed now in several years, and hopefully this video will help clear up some of the confusion around it. The first thing you need to understand is whenever a team has the ball in the defensive side of the field, and we're going to assume the right side, the white side here is the defensive side, and they get possession, before somebody can take a shot on goal, there needs to be a pass. But that pass has to be caught or attempted to be caught on the offensive side of the field. So the goalie cannot make a save, throw it to a midi or a defender, and then they run up the field, shoot, and score. But what they can do is the goalie could make the save. He could pass to an attackman or a midi here. He could still pass to somebody here. They could run across midfield. But then again, at some point, they have to pass to somebody on this side of the field. But what's also important to understand is the pass does not need to be caught. In fact, once the ball's on this side of the field, anytime the ball hits the ground, the one pass requirement is off. The only exception would be a player can't break up the field, intentionally roll the ball in front of them, and then pick up their own ground ball. But other than that, if it's checked out of their stick, if they legitimately drop it, if they miss the pass, once the ball's hit the ground, the one pass requirement is off. And then once the requirements are met, once either the ball's hit the ground, they've completed a pass, and let's say now this team's goalie makes a save or a defender picks up the ball and they attempt to clear. But if they don't get to midfield and the white team picks it up again, they do not need another pass. The only way they'd need another pass is if the clear was successful across midfield. Now, because they're again starting on their defensive side, when they come across, they would need a new one pass. Now, the other thing that gets a little confusing involves the face-offs. When we're talking about specifically the face-off midi, if let's say number 12 white here is taking the face-off for white, and he wins the face-off, it doesn't matter if he picks the ball up back here, back behind his line, or in the offensive zone. If he picks it up, they can shoot without a one-pass requirement. And then as the wing area players, it's really pretty simple. If they pick the ball up on their defensive side, so if the white winger picks it up over here, they're going to cross midfield, so they are going to at some point need to make a pass. But if the wing area player picks the ball up over here, then they do not need to make the pass. And that's really the simplest way to explain it. Now, when it comes to 7v7, we play one goalie, two attackmen, two midfielders, and two defensemen. Teams can have 4 players on their offensive side, and they must leave 3 back on their defensive side. When it comes to the playing field, referees, coaches, as long as it's a safe area to play, we're not going to get involved in exactly how big or small the field is. We're not going to play on a full field. That's not acceptable. But as long as the dimensions are anywhere near this, and you can play with portable creases, you can play with painted creases. We've played games with imaginary creases where we just estimated where the crease would be. The bottom line is we're here to play. They're going to play the game. The only thing is the goal must be 6 foot by 6 foot. You can't use a smaller goal. Now, in third and fourth grade 7v7, we do not play man up, man down. However, last year we did put in a new rule. The player that commits the foul must serve the penalty, meaning they do come off the field and they're not allowed to re-enter the field for the amount of time that the penalty was going to be served. So if it was a 1-minute penalty, they sit off for a minute. If it was 30 seconds, 30 seconds. The replacement player may enter the field, but from the box area upon restart, which I'll show you an example in a minute. So they don't get to go onto the field until we restart play. The offended team will obviously start with the ball on their offensive side of the field, as always happens in lacrosse when there's a penalty. And an additional pass is not required. So here's what it's going to look like when we restart. Assuming somebody on the orange team took a penalty, the player that served the penalty came off, and this player down at the bottom here is in the box area. They're the person that's going to come on when we restart. So now we've got the 3 instead of 4 orange players. We've got the 3 offensive players. There's going to be a short man advantage until we blow the whistle. Now, because he is starting here, they're not going to need to make a pass. They're starting on the offensive side of the field. And this player, when the referees blow the whistle, they can then enter the field. And that's how we do the restart now after a penalty on 7v7 third and fourth grade. So another thing to know is if the field does not have wing lines on it, like a high school or a full-size field would, on a face-off, the players taking the face-off on the wing area have to start with 1 foot on the out-of-bounds line. All the attack and D have to be behind goal line extended. Back here, they have to be behind goal line extended, but all players are released on the whistle, so they don't have to stay back here until there's possession. Everybody can come up as soon as we blow the whistle. However, they must stay on sides. They must remain 4 on defense and 3 on offense. And another rule we have in 7v7 third and fourth grade is no player can take 2 face-offs in a row. This is tracked by the coaches, though, not the officials. This is something that only needs to be enforced if the team you're playing against has a very dominant face-off midi. If you don't want to enforce it as coaches, that's up to you. But if they do have somebody to not have too great an advantage, this is a rule the league put in to help. So if you saw that number 12 red was always winning the face-off, as a coach, next time he goes out, if he just took the last one, you can remind the referees before they go down, you can remind the referees that, hey, 12 just took the last face-off. So again, when we line up, it would look something like this. These guys are all behind goal line extended. The wing area guys have to be at midfield, though. They don't get 10 yards, but they can be on either side of the field. They can be on either side of the line. And that's pretty much a quick little tutorial on our 2025 7v7 rules. Again, to see the rules in full, you can go to njlacrosse.com/2025. And also, you're probably watching this video on our YouTube channel, which also has several other rules videos on it.